Hi, this is my first video, and this is a really interesting topic that I want to talk to you guys about today. And it has to do with the fear of being seen. And with the fear of being seen, I think it started as a child when I was probably judged or just self-conscious, and growing up just like self-conscious. I probably think that I carried it all through my adulthood. And one challenge that I've done in the past few months, and I've done it in the past, but I really have just gone out on solo dates by myself. I've made plans by myself, didn't invite anyone, and just went out. I went to my favorite restaurant. I sat by the bar, had my dinner. I made small talk with those around me, or people are sometimes like talking about the menu, etc. And I've gone to various places now by myself, and I can say that it's been so peaceful. I've just worked that muscle, and I've started to basically not care what anyone around me, if I'm seen, or what anyone thinks about me. And I wish I had this when I was a little bit younger. I used to crutch onto people and friends, and I would get really hurt when plans would get canceled, or when plans weren't reciprocated. And now I've come to not depend on others, and I think that is kind of a superpower, and I really want to challenge you to go try that. I think after COVID, a lot of us got really used to not socializing, not talking, and just being awkward around others. And back in the day, the only way you would go out and date, meet guys, or meet potential partners, meet friends, is having a social circle, having a social life, and being out in public. That was the thing to do, and it's still the thing to do. But if you've just kind of been like me, and you've been a little sheltered and been at home, and in your own company, in your own thoughts, your thoughts can be so deceiving. You can think people are judging you, and really people don't care. You're not that important. You are important, but for others, it's just not. Half of our thoughts are just lies. And so I hope that this week maybe you can challenge yourself and go on a little solo date, go to a movie, go to a restaurant, go to your favorite places that you like to go to. Make small talk around people. You'd be surprised at how much you learn, and how interesting people are once you're out there and you just like kind of talk to people from all walks of life. Of course, always keeping in mind your safety, especially as a woman. Your safety, don't ever jeopardize that. Be safe. Let people know where you're going. Don't, the basic precautions that us as women we have to deal with. But yeah, I am so excited tonight that I went out, and I went to one of my favorite sushi spots and just kind of work that, little muscle that I get to just enjoy. I know the beauty of it is I won't always have to be solo. I won't always have to be out in public and by myself, and I'm not. There's a difference between being lonely and alone, and I can say I don't feel lonely. And even though I spend time by myself, I talk to myself. And it's so interesting being introverted and having like introverted qualities, or being a homebody, because when I was a child, I think I was overlooked a lot, and that's okay. I've worked through that. So I was overlooked and undermined, and I used to raise my voice, like just talk loud, because I thought people didn't hear me, but they did hear me. It was just the whole overlooking, undermining you. And as an adult, sometimes I'm like, why is my voice so loud when I sometimes when I'm just like having, I have this thing where I feel like people don't hear me, but they hear you. And I also work with patients that are hard of hearing, so that goes. But the interesting thing about being introverted is that when you're out, you think people, are watching you, and people couldn't care less. And that's amazing. People watching is a thing. And I didn't know about this until like a few years back, where I used to people watch, and other people would talk about how they would go in public places and people watch. And I thought we were like the only ones that did that, but really everyone does that. And so when you are out people watching and you're secretly judging others, or like you make a joke, or you're not saying you should do this, but if you've done this in the past and maybe you didn't mean harm by it, but you think that other people are people watching you, and it's actually not always the case. And so if that gives you any peace of mind, but I think this opens up the conversation to really just being open, and being open to socializing, and talking to people, interacting, learning, listening. That's a big thing. And let me know if you try that this week or soon. And I guess I'll end the video here. But even posting this video is like cringe, and that is okay. We have learned to be okay with awkward and cringe and just get over it. And it's just not that serious. And so this is a challenge for myself as well. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.